One, if not the greatest milestone that we face in our lives, is reaching 50 years old. It seems to affect us mentally, doesn't it? It's like a big weight has come on our shoulders. Oh no, I'm now 50 years old. Reality kicks in. Fear kicks in. Worry kicks in. There is something about that number 50 that affects so many people. But it's vitally important that once we hit 50 years old, that we make some very important and vital changes in our life that make sure and prepares us for the following 30, 40 years that are still hopefully ahead of us. So what are some of these vital, important steps that one must inculcate in their life to make sure that their next 30, 40 years keeps them healthy and happy? Because we notice on YouTube there are a lot of people out there that seem to be suffering. Anxious, anxiety, stressed, unhappy, full of bad news. I mentioned that in the previous upload that I made. So I'm going to discuss 5 important areas in our lives that we need to inculcate to make sure that we continue to be a happy, healthy person. So what are these 5 important steps and suggestions I'm going to make to you? I must stress that these aren't easy to implement. Some may be more difficult than others. Some you might find easy to implement in your life. Now, what I'm going to mention, I'm not going to put them in any particular order. I'm not going to put them in order of difficulty. I'm just going to mention them randomly. Let me know what you think in the comments of my suggestions about 5 important things that we must put in our daily lives. Right, I'm going to start with number 1. Now this one is tough. This one is brutally tough. And that's what you put in your mouth. Your diet, basically. And the one thing that I think you must stop eating, and this is very difficult to stop, and that is bread. I love bread. I absolutely love bread. I've always loved bread since I can remember. I remember my mum, when she used to do our weekly shop, she always used to come back with this lovely loaf of bread, uncut loaf of bread. It was still warm, fresh out the oven. It smelled absolutely delicious. I couldn't wait to tuck into this loaf of bread. I'll get the knife out and cut really chunky, thick slices, put some butter on it, then I'd spread a load of strawberry or raspberry jam on it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And for years and years and years, I loved bread. But I didn't know the harm that it would do to me, or later in life, the effects it has on you. That bread isn't good for you. Like I say, it's very, very difficult for me to stop having bread. Maybe you like pizza. It's another thing that smells absolutely delicious, doesn't it? The smell of a freshly cooked pizza. Lovely. And you want to have one, don't you? Every time you smell it coming out the oven, all those different smells and flavours on top. So appetising. You really want to tuck into a nice pizza. But again, it's a food that's not healthy for you. Another one that people may struggle with, I don't personally, I've never struggled with, and that's alcohol. It's not good for you. Some people may find it impossible to give up. Like I said, I don't personally find it difficult. I've never drank. I've never liked the taste of alcohol. So that one's no problem for me particularly. But bread, oh, now that is a challenge. That is a tough challenge for me. Pizza, not so much. I don't find pizza particularly difficult to give up. I can go months without having a pizza. And then when I do have a pizza, my stomach feels, after I've had that pizza, like, ooh, you can feel it's just sitting in your stomach and your stomach feels bloated. So it's not really a challenge for me, pizza. As much as I like them and as much as I love that smell, I don't particularly miss having pizza. But bread, I do struggle with bread. I don't think I can go more than 2 weeks without giving in to a slice of bread. I just need to have that taste of bread, even though I know it's not good for me, even though I know it will make me put on weight. I find, probably like you do, as soon as you eat bread, on go the kilos again, don't they? You might lose a couple of kilos and suddenly you eat more bread or a bit of pizza and boom, you put on 1 or 2 kilos again, haven't you? Very, very difficult. But as a 50-year-old, we really need to cut breads out of our diets. Pizzas out of our diets. Junk food out of our diets. Processed foods out of our diets. Lots of alcohol out of our diets. Our body's not the same as what it was when we were a teenager. Do you remember? You could eat these foods and it would just come straight off of you. But your metabolism slows down when you get older, especially once you've hit over 50. So you really need to be disciplined and try and cut out breads, pizzas, sugars, cakes, things like that. Now, the second thing that we must do once we're over 50 is stop pleasing other people. Stop being a yes man or a yes woman. When they ask you to do something, don't always make yourself available. I think we realise when we get older that we don't really have many friends, do we? How many friends can you count on one hand that you can say, yep, that person's my true friend? How many of your work colleagues, workmates, how many of those could you honestly say are true friends? Are they toxic? Do they make your life more complicated? Stop saying yes to them. Make time for yourself. Now, I find it easy not being around people. I like to be by myself, to entertain myself. I don't need to go to parties or be with lots and lots of people. But there are other people out there that are very social, that like to be with other people, and they might find it difficult being alone or having some time by themselves and not always pleasing other people. Maybe they don't want to go to a party. Maybe they don't want to go here. Maybe they don't want to do that. It's time to say no and stop trying to please people all of the time. Now, getting back to that point about exercise and being healthy, going back to the point I made about what we put in our mouth and how vitally important it is for us people who are over 50 to realise the importance of having good health. You soon realise when you hit 50 that your health overtakes money. When you're young, you chase money, but as you get older, that balance changes. The money comes back a little bit, I think, or I hope, and you put your health first, or hopefully you're putting your health first. And me, I think, and I suggest, you get off your backside. A lot of people live a very sedentary lifestyle. They game, or they sit down and watch TV for hours on end, or they sit in an office, just sitting at a computer, typing away, looking at a screen, typing on a keyboard. So they're not getting much exercise. They're not moving around much. They just sat on the sofa, sat in a chair, sat in a car, sat in a lorry, sat in a taxi, whatever. They just don't move much. So I strongly recommend, if you're a person who's over 50, get off your backside. Get out there. Walk. Do some walking. Let's say, for example, you just go for a walk half hour a day. That's it, half hour a day. Get off your backside, Go outside and do some walking. What I try to do is per day, I try to do an hour and a half walking. And that hour and a half probably brings me in about 8 to 10,000 steps. So I make it my goal that during the day, or every single day of the week, or at least 5 days a week, I try and get in 8 to 10,000 steps. It's so good for your mental well-being to get outside and walk. It's so beneficial for your mental well-being. When I go out for a walk, I'm blessed, absolutely blessed where I live, because I live in the countryside. I just go out the back and I'm in the fields. All I see is dog walkers, and it's quiet. You've got time to reflect, a time to think, a time to sort of meditate, a time to just relax and listen to music. Forget about your worries. Forget about your problems. Just take in the fresh air, the birds singing, the sheep in the field, the cows. See the countryside, the green, the trees. It's beautiful. You have to enjoy that once you get over 50 years old. Walk. Get out. Move your body. Go to a gym. Go to keep fit. Do Pilates. But move your body. And I say the most thing I enjoy the most out of all of those sort of things is walking. I just love walking. Just that 1 hour a day. By yourself. Time to meditate. Time to get rid of that stress. Time to exercise. It's a fantastic feeling walking. And I recommend that. Like I say to anyone over 50 years old. Get out there and do a little bit of walking or running, whichever one you prefer. Now the next one I'm going to talk about, this is easier said than done. Because we all know the times we're living in, the cost of living crisis is absolutely brutal. And we are slaves to the system, aren't we? We just can't escape it. We just need so much money just to pay our way, just to eat, just to heat our home, just to turn on the lights in our home. Just to survive, it costs an awful lot of money. We have to work, unfortunately, don't we? Unless we're very, very blessed. But once you hit 50, I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments. But me, once I hit 50, mentally, I was beginning to slow down. Mentally, I just wasn't interested in doing a 9 to 5. I wasn't interested in money. Again, there's that thing I was talking about earlier. Again, my priorities change. I think once you hit 50, you've got to try and change your priorities of getting the balance right between how much money you need and how much importance you put on your health. And I say once you hit 50, those scales, they've got to go like that. You see, they've got to change. They have to change. You have to realise that the most important thing you've got left in your life is your health, your family. So it's difficult, and believe me, it's very difficult to sort of try and work less. Time for yourself. We retire at such a ludicrously high age now, don't we? The government seem to put it up every couple of years. What's it now? 67 years old they want you slaving for. You've got to slave to the system. Be a slave of the system for 60 till you're 67. It's insane. I noticed it when I hit 50. Again, going back to that number 50, that my body was slowing down. Mentally, I was slowing down. I didn't want to be doing so many hours. I wanted time to see my son grow up. I wanted time for myself. I wanted time for my body to not work so hard, not to put it through so much working hours. So if you can, try and slow down. Get your priorities right. It's easier said than done, isn't it? But try and implement that in your life. Try and bring down the stresses of work if you possibly can. Try and create and make time for yourself. That was number 4. And number 5 I talked about this in a previous upload I made, and that was the news. Every time you turn on the news, we are bombarded with bad news. It's just relentless, isn't it? You just can't go anywhere without hearing bad news. Wars over here, wars over there, another war's about to start over here. Protests in this city, protests again in that city, another protest in that city. Oh, and guess what? There's another protest this weekend. There's like a massive divide between people and their opinions now, isn't there? Which political party you support, what this politician's going to do and what that politician's going to do. So much division and hate in the world, isn't there? He hates them and they hate them because they just can't agree on their opinions. And you're bombarded with this bad, rotten news. Day in, day out. You turn on YouTube, and again, I've mentioned this in a previous upload again, it's people moaning, always moaning. Never tell you anything good. It's just bad news. And when you keep hearing this bad news, how do you feel? How do you feel when you keep hearing bad news? Do you feel great? Does it really make you feel good inside, does it? It doesn't me. It doesn't me at all. Constant bad news affects you. It affects your well-being. It affects your state of mind. It ruins your day. It's on your mind all day long, the things you've heard on the news. Oh, more bad news. It gets you down. Do you want that? Do you want that constant bombardment of bad news from social media, from newspapers, from TV channels, from YouTube, from Facebook or whatever, wherever you get your news from? Nothing's good, is it? Nothing's good. Nothing's encouraging. Nothing makes you feel good. Nothing builds you up. Nothing makes you happy. It's just bad news. And at 50 years old, do you want all this bad news? Do you really want this continued bombardment at our age to be drowning in bad news? So let's go over those 5 things again. Diet. What you put in your mouth. I like to do keto diet. It's difficult, but I realise the benefit of doing that type of diet. Other people might choose another type of diet that they like. But whatever works for you, just focus on what you put in your mouth and how it is going to affect you. You don't see the effects. When you eat, you just think, lovely. Oh, I like the taste of this. But think about what goes on in your body. Think of your gut. Everything comes from your gut. So take it seriously, what you feed your body. The second one was stop pleasing people all the time. Learn to say no to people sometimes. The third one, walking. Get out there. Walk. Do some exercise. Get off your backside. Move around a little bit. The fourth one, if you can, again a difficult one, try and work less. Try and spend more time with your family, your loved ones. Prioritise those people more than bosses, people who don't care for you, companies that don't care for you. Try and readjust that balance once you get over 50 years old. And finally, the fifth point, switch off the news. It's not good for you, is it? This constant bad news all of the time. So they're my 5 points, my 5 pieces of advice for anybody who's over 50 years old. And if you are, like me, over 50 years old, please take it easy, enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones, and just enjoy the rest